Step forward and they close the door and you back up to it.
Mr. Crisp, are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record now in 3 files. We have 2 files that are set for probation violation arraignments today. It's file number 216235 and 6237. And then we have set for a status conference in file number 236512. Mr. Brown, can you tell me how we're going to proceed in these files today?
Your Honor, we are going to ask for adjournments on the probation violations because I believe they are based on underlying facts that constitute current charges. As far as the status conference goes, I believe this is on the delivery charge. I thought we had another status conference set for the 6th already. I could be wrong, but I would like to have that one adjourned to speak with Mr. Crisp a little bit further. He also is currently being charged with, I believe, larceny. Retail fraud first degree. I am not the attorney on that matter. So there's a lot going on that we just need to review a little more.
Okay, that's a separate file.
It is.
And that one's not noticed for hearing.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Judge, that matter is currently in district court, hasn't been bound over yet. That's district court case 23-41844 FY3.
Okay. Mr. Crisp, did you have a question? I saw you with your hand raised.
Yes, sir. As far as everything goes on this, I've been the one that's come in and talked to you guys. I've not tried to stay hid from you. I'm just trying to make sure that I can pay my fines and fees and keep working and taking care of my medical disabilities right now until you sentence me whenever we go to trial or to court.
Your Honor,
A lot of this, if you look at the evidence.
Well, Mr. Crisp, let's not get into the evidence right now, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, what the court's going to do on the 2 probation violations, the court's going to enter not guilty pleas on Mr. Crisp's behalf with regard to all alleged violations in both files. And the court will set those out about 90 days to allow Mr. Crisp, his lawyer and the prosecutor, to discuss both the current new felony file and the new charges of the 4th file in district court. And in terms of bond, I'm going to assume bond's already been set in the felony file. It looks like that's a $5,000 cash or surety bond.
It was, Your Honor. I believe that bond was posted. It was revoked based upon these violations.
Okay. So is there an argument, Mr. Brown, you want to make regarding bond?
Your Honor, Mr. Crisp was going into it. He's suffering from a lot of health issues. He advised me he recently had all of his teeth pulled.
You don't say.
Just 2 or 3 weeks ago. He has some breathing issues that he's dealing with. He is currently employed. He is also attending something called the Clubhouse through CMH that is helping him essentially with daily living and different skills like that. It's my understanding he cannot read or write, so that's a very essential thing for him. I would just ask the court to consider some of those issues.
Mr. Rowe.
Judge, if people would oppose any amendment or granting reduction of bond, this is a situation where, as evidenced by the alleged probation violations, Mr. Crisp can't follow the court's orders or chooses not to do so. He commits crimes when he's out on bond, which is the newest offense right now. And it's a circumstance where convicted, especially with the prisoner in possession of contraband or attempting to bring contraband into jail, he's looking at consecutive sentencing under MCL 768-781. I think those are all valid reasons as to why the bond was set. In fact, it realistically could have been set higher.
Okay, so with regard to bond, you said he did post in the felony file.
You did post that, didn't you, Mr. Crisp? It was revoked.
Yes, I've posted both of my bonds, Your Honor.
Okay, so I can't do anything with the district court file. Obviously, I don't have any
Yes.
jurisdiction over that. The felony file, the court's going to order that bond be reinstated. I think it's a $5,000 cash or surety bond. I think that's sufficient to ensure Mr. Crisp's appearance at future court hearings, and I think that bond was appropriate to set. So the court will reinstate that bond on the felony file. As to the probation violations, the court's satisfied that that bond on the felony file and whatever the bond is going to be or is on the district court file that's headed our way is sufficient to protect the interest that the court has with regard to the probation violation file. So the court's going to set those as personal recognizance bonds of $500 each.
What you talking about, Willis?
And then again, the court will set this file for a hearing I'm sorry, when I say this file, I mean the felony file 236512 for a hearing in about 30 days. Mr. Giel is obviously not here, but Mr. Brown, I don't know, through MIDC, what I'd like to see is one attorney on both files.
That is generally the way it is. I don't know what happened.
So can you talk to Mr. Giel and get that reassigned?
Yes.
And then if that's up, the court will set that for hearing at the same time as these three files as well. Mr. Brown, anything further I can address from your side today?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rolla.
No, Judge, thank you.
Okay. All right, Mr. Crisp, that's all for today. If you have further questions, you can talk to Mr. Brown, your attorney, okay?
Well, what just happened?
You can talk to Mr. Brown, he'll explain it to you, all right?
I'll tell it to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Just relax. Just relax.